Hey, everybody, I'm Lance Roberts, and welcome to Broadway's Calling. Every week, we pull back the curtain and we find out how your favorite Broadway stars finally got the call to be in their very first Broadway show. It only happened once, but every star has a story, and we are bound and determined to find out what it is. Well, today is a very special show. We're here winding down the summer, it's family reunion time, and I'd like to salute our theater families, the ones that we're born into and the ones that we cultivate while in the trenches of creativity. Well, I really met these people in what I call my theater home here in New York, and that's the Lincoln Center Theater. I've gotten to do two Broadway shows there, My Fair Lady and Moss Hart's Act One. And even in their off-Broadway theater, I got to share the stage with Michael Urie and Patti LuPone in what we lovingly call Lincoln Center Theater under Broadway. And I got a chance to direct two of my guests in what was it called? Lincoln Center's American Songbook. And those guests were Tony Award winner Chuck Cooper and his daughter, Tony nominee LILLI Cooper. It was such a pleasure. And this is where we forged our whole family union here. And during the long runs in the Broadway shows there were potlucks and laughter and Easter egg hunts, Secret Santa gift exchanges where you get some fun things, birthdays, of course, Mother's Day's teas, and just sitting around and, shoot the bull, like families do. That's what we did. So these guests today are all found family. Our first guest, she was our Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady, Miss Lauren Ambrose. There she is, a Tony nominee, an Emmy nominee, and she's been performing in movies, television, and stage since she was a young person. But it was HBO's drama 6 Feet Under. I'm sure you all remember that. She was Claire, and that's where the world took notice. And she's currently starring in the Apple TV Plus series by M. Night Shyamalan, and it's called Servant. And you can see that now, and they're getting ready to go into the next season, and we're going to figure out how they're going to film, and Lauren's going to help us with that. And I know if there are any Servant fans out there or any 6 Feet Under fans, and you're just coming to Broadway's Calling for the very first time, we welcome you, and we're going to get Lauren out there as soon as we can. But if you would love to talk to her and ask a question or something, all you have to do is just hit the subscribe button, and then you can be in the chat here and you can go back and forth and talk about, oh, I see someone named Chris Rivera said he loved her in Psycho Beach Party. Well, boy, will we have a treat for you then, Chris Rivera. And also, if you enjoy the stars that we have and you want to know the other stars going to come, just click the bell, and then we will notify you that we will be here every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time on the YouTube, hopefully on the dot. We were 6:01 today, but it's summer. We're a little lazy, but it is a live show on Sundays. And to make sure that we're just sort of in good hands, we have a great tech producer, Julie Garnier, all the way out in California, running the dials of our platform here that we're sending out this content to you. But Julie, why don't you come on and fly on in?
Hi.
There you are, Julie. I love when you just fly on in. And
Me too.
You're
delightful.
You're in another Broadway's Calling blue shirt, I see. Very nice.
I'm gathering a collection of Broadway's Calling blue shirts.
Where are you getting them?
My mom is buying them for me.
Really?
She's so tickled that I wear a blue shirt every Sunday. We're getting all these shirts in the mail. They're awesome.
They are. They're great. Well, mine is blue and a little yellow.
Show your sleeves. Your sleeves are amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so you want to see, a little gun?
Yeah, the gun show. Sure.
Yeah, there's no guns there. Not at all. But I had to wear this because I was thinking we're doing this reunion with all of my friends, and it's August, and I'm like Uncle Lance, and this is like Uncle Lance goes to the reunion shirt. Hey, y'all, get on over here. Look how you done growed up. So I had to wear this shirt today. Not as nice as yours, and I'm glad you're here to balance the silliness of me.
My
And
pleasure, my friend.
yes, and glad you're here to take care of us if we have any craziness. So fly on back to California, and we'll talk to you, and we'll see you in the virtual green room after the show with all of our guests.
Sounds good. Have a great show.
Thank you. Well, 2020 has been a crazy year for everybody. I mean, with all that's happened, we all know what we're talking about. And it's an election year. There's like social unrest, and we've lost a lot of great people and relatives and stars. Friday, we lost Chadwick Boseman. And I was surprised that it affected me so much. And I was thinking about it, why it affected me. And like, this is a guy who I've never met, even though there are friends of mine who've worked with him in the theater and in movies and television. But it's just that he has played some of the great icons, and I kept noticing him. I think it was around 2013, 2014, when I first saw him in 42 when he played Jackie Robinson. And that was special to me because my first Broadway show, Jackie Robinson, was the subject. And it was called The First, and he was the first African American to ever be in the major leagues in baseball. And then I see Chadwick Boseman play James Brown. James Brown was very, very influential in my life because as a young kid growing up in Harlem in the 60s, my mother used to take me to the Apollo Theater and we would see James Brown. And James Brown was the first person to invite me up onto the stage. Not me personally. He invited up all the kids to come up and dance and get on up, right? Well, I got on up and I went up on that stage, but apparently my mother says I just stood there and I didn't do anything. Well, that has changed now because now whenever there's a stage, I will like dance like James Brown asked me to. And then, of course, Chadwick Boseman played Thurgood Marshall, the first African American to be on the Supreme Court, which has affected all of our lives for the better. And then finally, we get to see Chadwick Boseman in Black Panther, which we thought, oh, just a superhero movie, but it's not just a superhero movie. To young African American boys, I know for a fact. And it wasn't just a superhero movie to me when I watched it. It was a movie where I saw Black people who were intelligent and just taking care of life, and they were royal, and they had special powers. And it was finally, I saw myself in an image of a superhero. And I know, I'm a grown up, I'm in show business. I know that it wasn't real, and yet it really hit a core. And so when I thought about the loss of Chadwick this Friday, and I realized that he knew that he didn't have a lot of time on the earth, but he chose stories to tell that meant something. And he affected all of us. He affected me. I know he affected you. I read so many tributes, across the social media. And because he is a great storyteller and because he took the time to tell great stories, I'd like to dedicate this episode to Mr. Chadwick Boseman. Thank you for indulging me in that. I just had to do that. It's like one of those things, you just want to talk about with people out there, and I'm so glad that you're all here. And if you have anything to say, any like great shout outs to Chadwick Boseman, please add them in the comments. We'd love that because all of us here, would love to support any great storytellers because that's why we are here. We are here to bring stars from Broadway to tell their stories. And also, I'm hoping that you're here and you're consider being a patron of ours. We joined something called patreon.com where if you like storytellers and if you like the content that we're bringing, just come be a subscriber with us and be a patron with us. You can be a subscriber for free, but a patron, you just pay monthly as low as $5 a month, and then you can get like fun things. We're going to have like maybe some concerts later just for patrons, and there's theatrical memorabilia that you can get, and then at one of our levels we have something called the Broadway's Calling Birthday Gram, which I can't wait because this is going to be a way that the money that we collect through the patreon.com, we can give it to our performers who are out of work now, and they're telling us maybe March, but maybe the end of 2021 when live performers can get back. But that doesn't mean that we don't have to just get together and just help everybody. We can gather money, and then with these birthday grams, each person, Broadway person who does a birthday gram for you, then Broadway's Calling will pay them a fee. It's going to be fantastic. So during the holidays, people will actually have some money. So I'm really excited about that. But I want to get to the guests because I know that's why you're here. And our guests talk about great storytellers. Lauren Ambrose, when we were doing My Fair Lady, it was fantastic. She always had the Pygmalion book, the play that it was based on. And she was always like just saying, but wait a minute, in the book, it has this. And I just felt like she was taking ingenue that had been played a certain way for the last 60 years and found out how to add layers to her, because George Bernard Shaw wrote it as a feminist play. So she, in our time, wanted to play it for our time. And Bart Shear, our director, agreed that there's only one reason to do a revival is if it applies to our time. And Lauren, I'm telling you, it was such a pleasure having her here. And I want to bring her here so you all can say hello to her. So ladies and gentlemen, Broadway's Calling, Lauren Ambrose.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Lance. Uncle Lance.
How you doing? Uncle, see, I got my Uncle Lance shirt on.
I love it. It's perfect.
Wait,
that was so beautiful.
Lauren.
That was so beautiful. Thank you for that tribute to this
Chadwick,
beautiful actor who we just lost. I can't believe he did all that work when he was sick as well. That's really incredible.
So but he just knew he had to. I have to tell these stories, and I have to lift people up. He just did it. He used his art, and it was so powerful. So powerful. I mean,
well,
it's
thank you for that.
It's similar to what you do. I mean, it's like I felt like you, but when I was just, we were in rehearsals for My Fair Lady there, it's like just watching you work and just like, make this woman come alive. She wasn't just a girl in some musical at a dinner theater. It's like, no, this is going to inspire people. And I really felt that. I don't know if a lot of people got to see My Fair Lady. We ran like a year and a half, but Lauren had to leave to go do a TV series. But I do have a little of My Fair Lady so people can catch up to us.
Oh,
yeah.
You make me cry. You already make me. It made me cry. Oh, it's so nice to see you and Joe and Norma dancing and see Harry and Ellen, everybody.
That ball.
Oh God, all the talent, and just all the talent. Like you're talking about, not the people who aren't able to work right now, just the incredible talent that they're in their apartments, like blowing the walls apart when sing in the shower, because like just when I look at that little montage of our show, I just think of all of the incredible talent on that stage.
So fantastic. Well, Emily
so inspiring.
I don't know if you saw up on the banner, it said, "Thank you. This is why Lauren is
Oh,
my favorite Eliza of all time."
oh, thank
That's
you,
from Emily
Emily.
Nicole. Thank you,
Thank you,
Emily
Emily
Nicole.
Nicole.
Oh, and we had a blast. And well, first off, I know you're from New Haven, and my mother grew up in New Haven, and you just have to know, she says hello.
Hi, Mama.
She says
Oh,
hello.
say hi for
She,
me. I miss
she,
her.
she says
She was at
hello.
all our cast like picnics. Well,
I
does everybody know about you? Does the world here know about what you date, what you do? I mean, you're
what do
doing
you
it now in your living room, bringing people together like this. But at our show, I mean, Lance, like every holiday, everything, you have to just work. And you're on Broadway. There's no, you just work at the Easter, Christmas, nothing. There's no holidays. But Lance made a holiday out of every event, and he made the
absolutely.
potlucks, and you got your barbecue shirt on. I'm telling you, that's what
Yes,
it was in the
exactly.
basement through our whole run. You made it so special for everybody, and especially for my kids. And it was, so
It was
you're the
so
bringer together of people.
well, it was just so much fun. It's like my grandfather, Eugene Hogan, he was like that for us up in Connecticut and New Haven. And,
Really.
they lived on the boulevard and we go up there. And so, the Easter egg hunt that we had with Orson and Wild and Harry's kids and
Yeah.
Ted Sperling's kids. I think there's a picture of me and the kids
Let's
on
say
the
it.
Easter egg hunt that we had
He
during
was the
my
Easter
third
bunny.
lady.
Lance
Yeah,
was the Easter bunny.
I was the Easter bunny. We'll find that picture, but we also we had a Mother's Day tea. Do you remember that? When all the guys, oh, there's Easter. Oh, the kids were so small then. It's like been
Tiny.
almost a year and a half, and they're growing up, and they're. I know your kids are almost like becoming performers of their own, so we'll
Yes,
see
sir.
them in a few years. But we had a lovely Mother's Day tea, which was
Yes. We had a
Liz would
Mother's Day tea and
remember.
a Father's Day beer, I believe.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
we,
father.
so the guys served the women for Mother's Day, and then
Mhm.
the
And they all
ladies
had
served
bow
the fathers.
ties, and Lance got my son to come down, and he was one of the servers, and my mom was there, and it was a beautiful
Oh, it was
family
so
affair.
great. It was
Made it
just
so special.
well, that's what I believe. It's like having you on the show, and then Chuck and Lily later. It's like the family that we create while we are telling these stories just makes the life and going to work a lot easier, and it like zoomed by because it felt like, oh, this is family. I'm not, because so often I feel like I'm missing out when I'm
I know,
working, and it's like
of
here
course.
we are, you're living your dream, and yet at the same time you go, oh, but I can't go to that wedding.
You got to
Oh, but
be
I
there.
can't. Yeah, you have to do two shows on a Sunday sometimes,
Yeah.
and this
And it's a
seemed to
lot on
be.
the families.
Yeah, it
And
really
but it's
is.
true, and you make your and you we I feel like we did a good job of that, of making it, well,
Yeah.
with a lot of help from you, from Uncle Lance, making it
Well, it
a
was
very
all, I mean, lots
special
of people
feeling.
joined in, It's like we had tea services from, John Tracy Egan's family, and
Hmm.
people were bringing in, tea
I actually
cozies.
found a little relic
Oh,
from
what?
I believe this was also from you when you made
Oh, yes. It was
on
like 20th of May.
Eliza Doolittle Day. You had you made these special
Oh
pins
my God. I love those. And I'll tell
that
you, I do have a few of those. And if anyone joins
I,
at
of
even
course,
at
can never wear this pin, but, but I
of
do love it.
course you
I
can.
had to go. I had to find it. It was, I had to hide it away. It'd be
It's
very
the
vain to have it
20th of
out.
May.
It's the 20th of May.
Well,
Eliza Doolittle
what
Day.
I
Yeah.
will do though, because I think I have like 3 of those pins, if the first 3 people who sign up on any level on patreon.com,
Ooh.
I'll send you one of those pins. I've been holding on to them. I will send one of them to you, and they're rare, but they are darling, and you can wear it
Yeah.
every May 20th and say
From
that it's
Eliza
Eliza
Doolittle
Doolittle
Day.
Day. I love it. Well, you were talking about family,
Yeah, I
and
know.
oh, what does that say? Oh, Joe Hart.
Joe!
It's Joe Hart. Hey,
Hi,
Joe.
Joe.
Oh, it's warming my heart to see you on the broadcast. Joe has been a great supporter. You know, he's with his family all the way out in LA, but he's been coming and checking out the show. It's been very, very lovely to have our co-star supporting. And we're talking about family, and you were talking about just the sacrifice. Here you are, you're starring in a show, and it's like, but you have to take care. You have your husband, you have your kids, and you know, and they were, there they are.
Oh my God, look, I'm wearing the same dress. What are the chances? Well, the kids are probably pretty good. I'm wearing the same dress, Lance.
I love it. It's tough. Okay, there's Sam.
At least I'm wearing something different there.
Yes, you are. But it's like, you know, everybody, I love one day Sam said to me, he said, it's not a sacrifice. This is the family business. This is what
family business, like a store. Yeah. That's right.
I love that. It's like we get together, we come down, and we work hard. So then we can go be a family. And I just love that sort of sense of balance that you guys found.
Try to do it all together because they know the sacrifices, and they also make sacrifices for this world, this career, this life. So they get to join in too. And I mean, it was amazing. And Bart, of course, made it very family friendly. You know, Harry and I both had our kids there, and my kids were in the rehearsal room. Sometimes they got to be, you know, a part of it, see how the orchestra worked. Ted welcomed them to, you know, witness it all and witness the rehearsing. And
he had his kids there too.
And his girls were there. Yeah. So I mean, Andre, thank goodness for that.
Yeah. It was great, I thought, at Lincoln Center to do that. I mean, a lot of people I know say, oh, I don't want kids working in there. But the thing is that because we do, you know, I don't want kids like in the rehearsal room, but because we do this sort of weird business, it seems like when the kids are there, they get to learn how to respect what is going on. And the time that it takes, that it's not magical. It doesn't just poof, you're on the stage and you're Eliza Doolittle in the big hat, you know, but it's like it takes work. It takes walking around with the penguin, the Pygmalion paperback that you always had, which I love.
Thank you for remembering that. Yes, I know I was really devoted to the text like a real nerd, but
that's what makes it exciting. You know, speaking of nerds, there are some Where the Wild Things Are nerds out there. And you voiced, what was the character that you voiced in that?
I think it's KW is the character.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
KW, yes. I mean, you've had like some fantastic roles. Of course, you know, we know you from Claire and 6 Feet Under and currently on Servant. But I mean, my favorite thing is when I swear you acted like one of my cousins in Psycho Beach Party.
The Charles Busch play, the amazing Charles Busch play that he did off Broadway for years, and then I got to do it in the movie version, and he's in the movie too. He's amazing.
He is.
He's a force of nature.
He is phenomenal. Great playwright.
Unbelievable performer.
Is one of my favorite plays. And I got to do something with Charles a long time ago, but I have a little of Psycho Beach Party, and I think Chris Rivera, who I saw him talk about it earlier, will be very happy to see.
When you said something about Psycho Beach Party, I actually started sweating. Like when, I don't know, like when you said that we have a treat for you, that's when I got nervous. I was like,
oh my God, but it's so funny.
I haven't seen this since I was young and
oh my goodness. Well, we're going to share it with everyone here.
Something wrong with your back?
Oh, man, I must be out of my gourd. Kid, before I get myself in a jam, you better scram.
Yeah. My mom would be frosted if she knew I was alone with a man in his house. I mean, I don't know why. It's not like you'd find me even remotely sexy. I mean, you're probably...
Anne? Are you back?
With a vengeance. God, if the little twerp would ever let me in.
It's the circles, isn't it?
You're a regular Einstein.
Mistress Anne, I've been a bad boy.
And bad boys get spanked. Bad boys get tortured.
Cowabunga!
Boy, what you doing dressed up like a hoe? You out your mind?
Anne?
Anne? You be calling Anne. My name is Tylene. Tylene Carmichael Carmel. I work the checkout at the Safeway. Look, it's going on 4:30, right? And my supervisor, Miss...
Bring Anne back! Look what I got for you.
Back up! I got your plate. I'll cut you. I will cut you.
That was me doing my best Charles Bush impression at the age of 19.
19.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Maybe
my
I was older,
goodness.
20. I think it was 19.
Cut you.
Yeah, well, New Haven came out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did. Well, Chris Rivera, I hope you're happy. I hope you're
yeah,
happy.
Chris, I hope you're happy with that.
Well, if you
It's been
guys
a minute since I've seen that.
Oh, see, well, that's what we're going to do. We'll bring it out, and we'll keep bringing out all kinds of fun videos. And if you're enjoying them, please hop on the patreon.com/Broadway's Calling and just become a patron here. And just know that we are going to help other actors make some money this holiday season. We're going into September, October. Christmas will be here soon. And we want to make sure that people can get some gigs. They're not big jobs, but there will be some gigs, and we can do it all together if we just become patrons. So that's all I'm going to say for it right now, because I want to get to Lauren, because a lot of people thought that My Fair Lady was like your first show on Broadway, but you had already done a couple.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I mean, what
Not singing ones though.
Yeah, but still, you had been on the stage. It's not like, they think, oh, she's a TV actress coming to the stage. No, you had been doing it and on Broadway. And what was your first Broadway show?
A We Can Sing. So that's Clifford Odets play.
Right.
Yes.
Now, wait, so now, what was that like? I mean, when you found out that you're going to be coming to Broadway, you had just finished, I think, 6 Feet Under, right? Were you done with that yet?
Yep. I was done with 6 Feet Under. And really the whole idea, it was very confusing because I wanted to be an actress on stage and sing and do the things that I just grew up doing. And and then I got some off, I did some off Broadway plays, and I did some movies, and then I ended up doing 6 Feet Under, and I was out in Los Angeles, and I'm like, what am I doing? And then 6 Feet Under shot in Los Angeles, and it just sort of, it was super fortunate. I realize now, like, how incredible it was to have a TV show, a job that lasted all those years, and I learned so much and got to work as an actor every day, and it was unbelievable, with the most amazing creative collaborators as well. But then I was like, well, how did this happen? I got to go be in New York. I got to go try to be in the theater. Like, that was the whole idea. That was what I wanted. The plan was. So, Sam was very obliging, and he packed up with me, and we came to the East Coast, and then I got, and that's when I did Awake and Sing.
And so was it just offered to you, or did you have to audition?
No. I went in and auditioned and met with Bart, and in the bowels of Lincoln Center, in the same space that we rehearsed our My Fair Lady, actually, is where I auditioned for Awake and Sing. And we worked on it different ways. There was so much material, and I remember Bart coming out afterward and saying something to me, like something encouraging, and I thought, well, maybe I just got the part. I think and I really wanted to do this play. It was such a beautiful play and so cool, and the time periods in the 30s, and the character Henny Berger is just so fantastic, and so and then I have to say, you would say, I know it's like Broadway calling, but I do not remember like some, hallelujah moment of like, oh my God, they want me. I just, what I remember was the audition and working on the text and working on it different ways, and digging in and having it be a really satisfying audition, because, sometimes when I like, sometimes you have to work on, when you really want something, like you said, was it offered to you? When you really want something, you always have to audition for it. Like, no matter what level you are, anywhere, if you want it, you got to go prove it. Like, So I remember the audition being really satisfying. And likewise, I remember like other auditions, even when I didn't get the job, like you get to do, especially in the theater, so many pages they ask you to, for usually so many pages of the play, or songs, or if it's Shakespeare, even if I didn't get the job, I sort of learned the play and learned the part. through the opportunity of just auditioning for it. So I remember it being a very satisfying audition. I felt good about it. And then I ended up getting the job.
So
Yeah.
So you're saying like it's also the journey that was satisfying as well as the destination.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
enjoying
And even just like, I feel like the audition process can be so frustrating and annoying sometimes, or like, oh, why do I have to do all this to prove myself? But I don't know, over the years, that's something I've realized is that even when I haven't gotten the job, I've often learned a lot from just auditioning.
Yeah.
Like learn a whole new style. Like even auditioning, I remember like auditioning for certain Shakespeare plays that I didn't get, helped me to then audition for the ones that I did and help me do the work for the ones that I did. Or
it probably prepared you for what a lot of people tell me is one of their favorite Juliet when they saw you as, oh, there she is in Romeo and Juliet. Everyone, which Chuck Cooper also was in the one with Condola Rashad on Broadway.
Yeah.
So it's like we have that in common, today is Romeo and Juliet.
That was an amazing time.
Oh,
I just had Orson.
Oh, really?
I just had Orson. I was a brand new mama, so he was the real Romeo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So now after Awake and Sing, you had a little Broadway bug because then you came back and you did another Broadway show before My Fair Lady with Jeffrey Rush.
I did
Susan
the Ionesco.
What was Exit the King? Exit the King. Yeah. Now that's a totally different style from Awake and Sing. And it's like, was there different preparation for that or something you had in your back pocket?
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. That was a crazy play. It was, literally crazy play. It was an absurdist play. And just the sets and the costumes and the all of it. It's similar to Shakespeare in a way because this classical material, lifted, raised material. It was a tough job. That was a tough job because that was like, it was a production that had come from Australia, that it was already sort of established, but then we put all these new American actors in, except for one. And that was tricky, but I lived through it.
Exactly. You lived through it. And it's just, well, you more than lived through My Fair Lady. There's a picture.
My Fair Lady redeemed that one.
It redeemed it. Sure. There is a picture that I had in my phone because during tech rehearsal, they were trying different wig styles on you. And
oh, Lord. There were some doozies.
But there's this one
Let me see.
style
What do you
that
got?
I really loved because it looked like the 60s. And, that's when the movie was made. So I just love this picture.
Gosh, that's probably the one we should have used. Yeah.
And there's this great picture. Well, that's the famous hat.
The amazing hat. Catherine Zuber, isn't she unbelievable?
There is the picture, and that's the wig where you had the bouffant. Did you see it?
Yeah, I remember. We went through some different iterations of costumes and wigs and all things. I think I had, 12 wigs or something like that.
Yeah, easily. And
maybe it was 12 wig changes or something, but I think maybe it was 8 wigs. I don't know. It was some incredible number of wigs that had to be cared for.
Just like your hair.
They were beautiful.
They were
the nicest wigs I've ever seen.
I have a trivia question to ask you. Okay. You've been on Broadway now 3 times. Can you tell me the letter of every theater that you performed in?
The letter?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
We worked at the Beaumont Theater, but you also worked at the Barrymore.
Oh, I see. And the Belasco. I was going to say the Belasco.
So I realized.
You're right. It was the Barrymore. See, that's the one I blocked out.
See? Truly, Exit the King. I can't not. But the thing about it, so I realized, you have the Broadhurst and the Broadway theaters to work at. So I think we have to start
I gotta get on that
to bring you back to Broadway in between, while you're doing Servant, in between seasons, you have to come back and we have to do a campaign, get Lauren Ambrose back on Broadway at a B theater. I mean, is that too long for a hashtag? People,
Maybe it's
Is it
really
too long for a
obscure.
hashtag? Well,
It's really obscure, Lance. Yeah.
I love it. But before I know it's almost dinner time with your family, and before you go, I just wanted to just say that thank you so much for spending a little summer afternoon with us here. It's really been a pleasure to see you and to spend some time with you. It's always lovely. And got to see the kids and Sam, before we started, which, it really makes me feel like Uncle Lance today.
You really are. I know. Before
Oh,
I go off to the another beat, the bubble. I got to go to a bee bubble to go shoot the rest of Servant.
So,
What's gonna happen?
Before we go, I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand how it's going to happen, because we can't do any live performing right now. There's like 2-3 performance productions in America, like 3 in all of America.
And some of them in the Berkshires, actually.
Yes, which is great.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. If anyone is up in Massachusetts, the Godspell that is up there has been extended through September, so look into that. One of the few live performances, but some television and movies are coming back. And again, not a lot. And Lauren is lucky enough that Servant is coming back. And
I know, I feel so fortunate.
What you guys though have to go through in order to film during a pandemic.
It's going to be a lot. Yeah, I'm going to go off and be in, as much of a bubble as they can create. We're all going to live together in one space. We're all going to work and not go in to be socially distanced, be purposefully isolated for the entire time that we shoot. And we're going to be tested 3 times a week or something like something like that, or just like a lot of testing is going to happen. So
keep everyone
that's the way that they've figured out how to do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's going to be.
So I'm nervous.
Yeah, you're going to be thinking about that while trying to act.
Yeah. Then we all have to do our artistry and our work amidst that. So it will be what it will be. I'm sure it will be a challenge. And but I do feel very fortunate to be an actor who has the opportunity to work right now, and so even be able to have the conversation about it feels I feel pretty fortunate. So so we're gonna try to create some more stuff for people to watch.
Well, I love it. Well, thank you.
More storytelling
here, more storytelling, and also stay safe, stay isolated, and
you too.
Story. I can't wait to watch some more.
And this is so inspiring, Lance, that you're taking this moment to do this, to bring people together, to tell these stories. They're so interesting. I was watching Glenn Close on. It was just so cool. So I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm grateful to you for making such a thing possible. And you're an inspiring, indefatigable spirit.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Many blessings to you.
And I hope our working paths cross.
We must
again too.
We must.
I can't wait for that. Yeah.
I'll come on Servant.
Yeah.
And I'll come down to Servant.
Come be in the bubble. Come on.
I'll come be in the bubble. I mean, hello.
I don't know if you want to do that.
Hello, M. Night Shyamalan. This is Lance calling. Okay.
Let me in the bubble.
Let me in the Let me in the bubble. Let me in the bubble. Oh my goodness. I don't want your kids to kill me because they're waiting for the food.
We're going to go make dinner. I'm going to go make dinner now. All right. Bye, Lance. Uncle Lance.
Thanks. Love you. Oh my goodness. Well, don't touch that mouse because we have Broadway royalty about to join us. Chuck Cooper, who's also featured on a television show on Apple Plus. It's called Little Voice, and it was created by Sarah Bareilles. And Chuck has been in at least 15, it might be 16 Broadway shows because, after about 5, you don't count because you're just a legend and just people expect that you're going to be there. But I know some of those shows since 1983 have been Caroline or Change, Chicago, Of course, I mentioned Romeo and Juliet, The Prince of Broadway, Hal Prince's last show, and it was a tribute to the shows that he had created, but also Passion, Finian's Rainbow, and then he got a Tony Award for The Life, which was written by Cy Coleman. And here's his Tony Award speech. Check this out.
And the American Theater's Winged Tony Award goes to Chuck Cooper, The Life.
I'm bringing my kids to see her on Friday. Whoa! Oh my God, look at this, look at this. If I'm shining now, and I am, it is by the grace of God and the love and light of so many of my friends. This celebration of the theater is a dream come true, and I share it not only with my wonderful nominees, Joel and Sam and Andre, but with all the wonderful actors I've known over the years and whose talent and tenacity and dreams have helped to spur me on and keep me keeping on. Gosh, oh man, this is awesome. I won a Tony. This is fierce. 9. I have 3 great teachers in my life. My children, Eddie, Alex, and Lily. They teach me patience, passion, patience and simplicity and compassion. That was it. Okay. My dad's back there. My dad was an actor in Karamu Theater. My son's right there. He's in LaGuardia School of Drama studying acting. 3 generations of actors. Time's up. I love you. Oh my God! Hi, diddly dee!
Oh my goodness. Hi, diddly dee, ladies and gentlemen. Broadway's calling Chuck Cooper. Hey, there it is. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. The Tony up close. Yes. I love it. I love it. So it does spin, but be careful, man. You don't want that thing to break.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it could break.
I saw it the other day. I was like, this is a little rusty, Dad.
Definitely tarnished and rusty.
I tell you, but that's all right. What it means and what it celebrates, you know, it could be rusty. We would all take one. I would take a rusty one. You know what I'm saying? You know, you deserved it. I'm telling you. Hello, Lily.
Hi, Leia.
How you doing? I love it. I love it. Well, I was going to talk to Chuck first. So if you just want to, like, you know, hang out, you know, and see, and then we'll give you a big entrance, Lily. Chuck, thank you first off, Chuck, because I know you have your whole family down today on Sunday, and you're having, you know, like a lot of people during August, a get together before we launch into the fall. And I know I'm so thankful that you took time away from fishing to come on the Broadway's Calling.
Well, it's so good to be here. It's so good to see you, buddy.
I know. I heard you caught a big one this morning.
I caught a monster yesterday morning.
Oh, it's yesterday morning. Okay.
Yeah, I caught a beautiful, beautiful smallie or bronzeback or smallmouth bass, as we call them. And boy, was it a treat, because I hadn't caught anything about 2 weeks. So it was much anticipated and greatly appreciated.
Now, I know you toss a lot of them back, right?
I toss most of them back. Most of the bass I toss back because that's a sport fish, and we need to keep the fishery vibrant because there's so much fun to hunt and catch and then release.
Yeah, and release. And now, do any of the kids fish? Lily, does she fish?
They fish with me. You know, they fish with me before. We've gotten on party boats and gone out fluke fishing and bluefish fishing and that kind of thing. But it's not something they choose to do on their own, but they'll humor me and come along and go fishing with me sometimes.
Which is, it's nice. It's nice because it's hard to, have any good family time. So you have to catch it.
Yeah.
Because they're always working. You're always working.
Yeah. And Eddie's working and Alex is
working. Alex is working. Yeah. I mean, Alex is a musician. Eddie is also a theater actor. Yeah. That was actually Eddie in the audience. There's a whole family, and I think that's the show that I directed of you guys, American Songbook.
Yeah,
there was Alex and Eddie at Lincoln Center, but that was Eddie in the audience sitting next to you when you won your Tony Award.
Yep, that was my boy Eddie sitting right next to me.
And I think he was like going to LaGuardia. Was he in LaGuardia by that time?
LaGuardia then, yeah.
Yeah. So you had. Did all the kids go to performing arts?
All of them went through LaGuardia.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So they followed into the family business, even though they don't fish. They do the performing arts.
Right. Yeah.
I love it.
They're all artists.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And your wife is an artist too. I mean, Deb is a successful playwright. It's nothing but art.
Yeah.
It surrounds you. Now, I have a question. You were in Hal Prince's last show, The Prince of Broadway.
Right.
And it was a review, a retrospective of his life. And I mean, when I saw it, I was just overwhelmed because you forget that one person is responsible for practically every piece of great theater that we study, that we long to be in, that we have the cast albums for. I mean, from Phantom to West Side to Forum to Fiddler. I mean, it was just
crazy.
So, there was so much. You were amazing doing Old Man River. But what really I just loved, and it was just because it was the very first Broadway show that I saw as a kid. My mother took me for my 6th grade graduation to Fiddler on the Roof. I saw it at the Broadway Theater, which I've told many people, which is where I made my musical theater debut, not my Broadway debut, but my musical theater debut was also at the Broadway Theater. And but seeing you as Tevye, here's a little second, just did my heart.
That was so much fun. Oh my God, I had so much fun from the beginning. The whole process of that show was delicious. Mm-hmm. There are those shows where you meet people and work with folks that, as you say, become family. Mm-hmm. And that was definitely one of those shows. Mm. And to get to do Tevye, I mean,
I know
I mean, Hal just, he thought outside the box, and he just said, you're Tevye. And he said, you're Tevye. And I thought, okay, yeah, well, so I must be.
Yes, Acting is Believing was my first acting book, and I just stand by that.
Right,
I stand by it. Well, you're a dad. You understand what it's like, when as your daughter was going on to do her life.
Right.
It's a
let's face it. There are millions of Black Jews around the world.
That's true.
So,
not just
maybe not the pogroms, but
Mm-hmm.
So. It was a story that it's universal,
mm-hmm.
and that song,
If I Were a Rich Man,
If I Were a Rich Man, is universal, because what if I were a rich man? Whoa!
Yeah, that's the move. Wait, Julie, do we have Chuck doing a little of Rich Man where we see that move? If I were a rich man, all day long I'd pretty boom. If I were a wealthy man.
That was me being silly.
Absolutely. I loved it. Well, it was like Zero Mostel. I mean, he did the same thing. I didn't get to see him, but I saw him on Ed Sullivan, which was on Sunday nights when I was a kid around this time.
I got the absolute best criticism from a patron at the stage door after a performance. Mm-hmm. A little lady came up to me and she said, you, I saw the master, Zero, and you were almost as good.
Okay. You got to take almost as good.
Yeah, if almost as good as zero, I'll take it.
Yes, yeah, because he really is a genius. If people haven't seen him, you can see him on film in Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. I mean, the man is just, he is a genius. So to be in the same sentence, that's what I say about you, Chuck. Like if people like, you know, if they'll say my name and I hear your name and I go, oh, I'm in the sentence with Chuck Cooper.
Oh, please.
Yes, I'm telling you, I mean, it's the range. It's like what you can do. You can do comedy, you can do drama, you sing, you act. I mean, there's no stopping. What were you gonna say?
I don't dance. Don't ask me.
You don't dance. I see you try and do a little step though. I see you
I
trying to
will
do a
do
little
a step touch. Okay.
You'll do a step touch.
I tell all the choreographers, oh no, I don't. No.
That's not for you.
Because no.
You could just show the range of the dance in your acting. That's what you can do.
Right. A dance with force.
Right. There is. I found a clip. I don't even know what it's from. You'll tell us after it's done. But it shows the full range of what Chuck Cooper can do in less than 90 seconds.
What could that be?
Feel optimistic?
No.
Well, that's good. We want you gloomy, so then we'll know if it's working or not. Okay, let's try a wide flux. Okay. 0 negative, 3 positive, 60 microsecond pulse, 3 volts. All right, well, that's obviously not it. Let's narrow the flux. Okay. 2 negative, 3 positive. How do you feel?
Don't feel anything.
Okay, 0 negative, 1 positive. Hey, we got a smile. How do you feel?
Feel good.
Bring it up to 4 volts. 4 volts. What's so funny, Mr. Thompson? Mr. Thompson? Okay, how am I funny?
The way you standing there is cracking me up.
Okay, let's yeah, I think back to 3 volts.
The full range in 90 seconds. From just gloomy to giddy. It was just amazing. What is that from?
That was from a pilot of a TV series that never aired.
Wow.
Called 8 pounds, which is the amount of what a human brain weighs. And it was supposed to be about these brain surgeons and different patients. Yeah. And I was one of the brains, you know, they were working on my brain, trying to get me to be happy or whatever.
It was so good. I do have a breaking news item. This is a live show and it is 6:55 on Sunday. I just found out that ABC television is going to air Black Panther in its entirety with 0 commercials tonight at 8 p.m.
Oh, wow.
So yes.
Okay, we got to hurry up and get off of here.
Yes, exactly. So I I think that's fantastic. I hope lots of people watch it together, and that's a wonderful thing. Thank you, ABC. I think that's going to be exciting. But before we go, we're not going anywhere because I need to find out. Back in '83, you had your first Broadway show. Take us back to that time.
1983, that would have been my first Broadway show was Amen Corner.
Yes, it was.
Based on the James Baldwin book, Amen Corner. Directed by Mr. Phil Rose, the late Phil Rose, the great impresario of Black theater for quite a decade almost. He was single-handedly responsible for putting many Black folks on Broadway.
Right. Did he also do Pearly?
He did Pearly. Okay. He did a bunch of stuff. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. Look up Phil.
Well, I will. It's funny. I only know that he did Pearly because I grew up looking at the Pearly, vocal selections, and I saw that name. I never knew who he was until right now. You're telling me. That's fantastic.
He's a great guy.
So now that show wasn't the biggest hit on Broadway.
That's an understatement. I think we were. I don't know. We run a month? I don't know. It was short lived.
It was short lived, but when you got it though, it's Broadway.
It was Broadway.
Still. I mean, how did that
got
feel
it
when
from
you
an
got
open
it?
call.
An open call.
Remember back in the day, they had what was it? Showbiz and Backstage, right?
Yeah.
And you would look in the newspaper and see the different calls, actor who sings or blah, 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 whatever. And there was an open call for Amen Corner, my age then, which was, I don't know, 30 something or whatever. And so I went in on this open call and did my tricks, got the sides and whatever. And got the call back, and they hired me to play Brother Boxer in Amen Corner on the Broadway.
And what did that mean? I mean, you're from Ohio. Now you're going to be.
Oh, I had arrived. Okay. Oh my God. I mean, like, I'm on Broadway now. Okay.
Right.
The rest, I'm just going to coast for the rest of the time.
Of course.
I've made it.
So then what happened? How did you feel when it closed?
By the time it closed, I was just jaded enough to go, we could have done better. We'll do better on the next one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So there is something to learn even from, what seems like a bad thing. You're like, the show's closing, but we could have done better.
Every stumbling block is really a stepping stone.
There you go. Every stumbling block is really a stepping stone. Come on now. Come on now. That's the truth, though. That's the truth, though. And you kept stepping on up.
You can understand that and be with that for a minute and examine what the stepping stone aspect of that is.
And then, so for you kept going, and it's like, I don't know, like, which shows chronologically. I do know that you stepped well into the teens, and I always lose count after a dozen. 16. Wait, y'all, 16 Broadway shows. 16 Broadway shows, and that's just the Broadway shows. I mean, of course, there's TV things in the middle, off Broadway, and
I don't think very many of those paid back their investors or could be called hits, but I was in them.
You were in them. That's all that matters.
They paid into my pension. I know that.
You know what I'm saying? So you can sit down and fish. But one of the greatest ones was Caroline or Change. I was even looking forward to there you are as the bus.
Yeah.
And I know you sang, it's on YouTube. If anyone wanted to, it's hard to take a cutting of the aria that you sang for the bus. You really need to hear the whole thing because it's a piece. The way you just come in so high and go low. I mean, people really look for it on YouTube. It's spectacular, and you will go, how does one human being make such glorious sound? And that was Chuck Cooper there.
Well, that was also Janine Tesori and Tony Kushner. Really, they did two things with that. They artistically captured the moment of the messenger delivering the bad news, and they put it on me, knowing me, and they let it they draped it on me much like this shirt.
It was perfectly draped. It was Janine also wrote some music to the piece that we did that I directed you in, the Blues for Langston Hughes.
Yes. She did gosh, what's the name of that piece?
Well, I'll look that up later, but I do know it was spectacular. It was, we took the poems of Langston Hughes,
right?
And then Chuck and his fantastic fancy friends put music to them, and James Sampliner was our musical director.
Yeah,
and just sort of arranged it all, and it was such a phenomenal evening of theater. So much so that Chuck, I keep bringing it up. I have a socially distant version that I worked on to bring to Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah, because this has to be seen. It is so rich, and it talk about storytelling. Langston Hughes is one of the greatest storytellers, and we did it where Chuck played all the characters, and we bring it to Broadway. Maybe we'll bring a couple more actors in.
But there's room for more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but you played them all. You were able to do them all. Now you have a hidden,
and I had such incredible collaborators. First of all, you, who came up with the idea of the name of it, Blues of Langston Hughes.
Yeah,
fucking brilliant. Can I say that? Oops.
Yeah, yeah. We on the internet.
Oh, good. And Michael John LaCusa, and Janine Tesori, and
Scott Richards, and Louis Rosen wrote music.
I mean, I had all the contemporary composers writing for me.
Yeah,
it was glorious. It
was spectacular, and we unearthed what I think is a hidden Chuck Cooper talent, which I don't know if you have your instrument nearby down at the house.
Oh,
but your harmonica.
Oh! I got a harp around here somewhere. I don't know where it is.
You have to see. Well, what we can do is I can talk to Lily, because we want to get Lily Cooper out here, and if you can find it and you can take us out maybe at the end of our program.
Lance, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Okay. All
right. So plan on another way to get out.
Oh, I have another way.
All right.
I have another way. All and right. it will be, you'll enjoy it. Then we want to bring out Lily.
All right.
Because she's like a niece. She is. And she could tell, like when I went to see her in Tootsie, I was like beaming and I had seen her on Broadway before, but it was something like when I'm watching her in Tootsie, I was like, oh no, little Lily is now a leading lady. And it was so amazing to see that. And I just wondered, like Chuck, when you're watching your kids, they're now full of art. They're full-grown artists. They're not kids that you're hoping are going to be artists. They are artists. But I can imagine a father watching their little girl, be the lead. What was that like, seeing her in Tootsie?
The only way I can describe it is that very often when I'm watching them, always when I'm watching them, my cheeks are sore from smiling.
I bet, yeah.
Because they just make me smile so much. So, and there's a Yiddish word for it. The word is nochas. And nochas is the pride one gets from a job well done by a child. I'll just be having nochas for days.
Oh, I bet. Well, there are so many people who are familiar with Lily's work, because she's actually been doing this for a while, and she's still only 20-nothing. But a lot of kids have told me, they said, please show this video. And I just really have to show this because I marvel at any actress who is able to sing Defying Gravity. And here's Lily Cooper.
Don't let her get away! Let go of me! Let me go! It's not her! She has nothing to do with it! I'm the one you wanted to be! Help me! It's me!
my goodness.
I was mad at first. I was like, oh God, I don't want to listen to this. Please no.
But that was a flawless one, wasn't it? Right? It was a great one. Now, I know that you guys are having a family event down there and that you have to go back and gather. Do you have 1 minute, Lily, to tell us just about the time you got the call to be on Broadway the very first time?
Yeah, I mean, I think mine was a pretty unique experience because I was just 16 years old. I was in preschool at the time, and the show I was doing was Spring Awakening, and I was in the off-Broadway production. There it is. Yes, the off-Broadway, the Gene O'Neill, and the off-Broadway show was at the Atlantic Theater, and the entire cast was in the theater, and our producers gathered us to tell us that we were all going to Broadway. And I'd say 90% of us were making our Broadway debuts. So it was pretty magical. I think Dad was the first person I called.
Yeah.
I was going to be on Broadway. I was following in his footsteps.
So there you are.
Or now, see?
See? And you followed his footsteps and you got a Tony nomination for a Tootsie. Yeah, that's what the amazing part is. Well, I don't want to keep you guys because it's Sunday and it's the end of the summer and it's hard to get with our people. And it's like, I know, there's food waiting. And I think
you know this one can cook. He can.
Yes, he can. He can. It's like, that's what someday I want to have Broadway stars just like cooking on a show and just like sharing their recipes and things like that. When we can all get together, Broadway bites.
Sounds good.
See what I'm saying? Well, Joe Hart says, what a talented family. And that is an underestimation.
Thank you.
Underestimate of the family. And hopefully, we'll get Eddie on and Alex, and we'll all do a Cooper family number, at some point in another episode down the road. But I thank you all for being on, and I'm still going to talk about you guys even when you're gone. I just want you to know because people are going to kill me if I don't talk about SpongeBob. So I'm still gonna talk about it while you guys are eating because see that picture just makes me so happy. But all those things. But really, thank you so much for coming onto the show and making a little mini family reunion. It's like Lily and I worked at Lincoln Center. Chuck and I worked at Lincoln Center. Lauren and I worked at Lincoln Center. And I felt like this was like the perfect little end of the summer reunion. And because you're all like family to me, it's really an honor that you stopped by and shared your talent. And even though I'm not getting any food, I can dream.
Of you while we're eating.
Oh, thank you. Oh, just like always. Just like always. Yeah, there's crazy Uncle Lance. Yeah, don't invite him. He don't need
I wore my Uncle Lance shirt today.
I was thinking that. I was like, I love that shirt. I love that shirt so much. I love it so much. Well, thanks again. And I hope to see you guys soon. And
you have to look out for our music video that we just finished recording.
Yes, heads up. Content will be out soon. We are creating content together up in the cabin on the lake in Jersey. We are creating a music video. TBD will announce it soon. So just keep your ears to the internet.
Well, maybe, if you guys want to make another content, we can introduce it here on Broadway's Calling, maybe as a special thing for patrons.
Hey.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I like that.
Yeah. Whatever. We'll feature it and, people, they'll join, be patrons, and then they'll get some special content from the Coopers.
Nice.
Cool.
That's what we want to do. We just want to keep spreading the word, spreading the music, keep telling the stories, and just entertaining people and connecting with people, which since we can't do any live entertainment, we will do it the best we can here. And,
love it.
I know that, I know Chuck has a page, and I'm sure, Lily, you have a page on YouTube or a channel?
I don't actually, but I'll probably make one soon.
Okay, but if not, you're always welcome here because y'all are.
Our handles are below. I'm trying to get him to really pump up his Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
Lily
follow
Coops
him on Gooba Head
and Gooba Head. Yes.
on Instagram.
Well, I follow you just for the fishing because I live vicariously through you, Chuck, with the fishing. Because I think, because I love it. Like you and your wife say it's dock o'clock.
Yeah.
When y'all are hanging out on the dock, you're like, it's
Exactly.
dock o'clock.
It's dock o'clock right now. Okay.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Dock o'clock. Yes. And so I love that. And so I think about that. And I don't drink that much, but, I can have something that's cool.
Right.
And
It's a global pandemic.
It's just whatever suits you.
It's a global pandemic. Have an adult beverage, right?
Right.
Right. In moderation, everything is good.
Everything
is good, except for we can never get enough of you two. And it's like, I'd love for you to stay on forever, but go on and hang out with the family, and we'll hold down the fort here. And really, blessings to you. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Peace out.
Great to see you. I will say one thing before we leave. All you viewers out there, register to vote. Vote. Please vote.
Vote.
Absolutely.
We have power in our hands to change the world, and we can do it.
Yes. Yes.
Vote.
Rock the vote.
Blue.
Right here. Vote.
Blue. Blue. There. Blue.
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 Yes. There's lots of blue.
Vote. Just vote.
Just vote. Vote. I love it. Well, thank you. Blessings.
Thanks, Lance.
Ciao. Thank you. Oh, the Coopers and Lauren Ambrose. I mean, this has been really a nice family hang, as the summer wanes. And I'm sorry to see them go, but I know they're having a lovely time. I saw pictures of them down at the lake earlier, and so it's lovely. And I hope you get a chance to hang with your family, and I hope you get a chance to become a part of our family, whether you leave us a message on Instagram / Broadway's Calling TV, or at a Twitter at Broadway's Calling. That will give you all of the updates. And this week we're going to announce all of our Broadway stars who are going to be on in September. And we have some doozies. Now, you'll have to check in, and you'll have to make sure that you click the bell, because the bell is going to notify you exactly who those Broadway stars are going to be each week. But we will announce on our Instagram the entire month. So I really hope that you become part of our family. And of course, go down to Patreon. .com/Broadway's Calling if you want to support us and support the performers that we're going to hire to do some of the work during the holidays, because we really want to make sure that people have a lovely holiday this season. So like I always like to say, stay safe, let's stay connected, and keep Broadway in your life. I'm Lance Roberts. Peace.